Here's one of nature's strangest secrets. Almost every mammal, big or small, takes about the same amount of time to pee. A mouse and an elephant, a cat and a hippopotamus, a chihuahua and a giraffe. They all spend roughly 21 seconds on the toilet. Scientists even call it the law of urination. At first, it sounds impossible. You'd think a tiny cat would finish much faster than an elephant. But researchers discovered that larger animals compensate with longer, wider urethras. That means gravity pushes urine out with greater force, evening out the timing. It's the same principle Blaise Pascal described centuries ago. A tall column of water creates intense pressure, just like the water above you when you dive deep. Of course, this rule doesn't hold for the tiniest creatures. Animals weighing under a kilogram, with their super narrow urethras, release only microdroplets in a fraction of a second. But for most mammals, the 21-second timer remains surprisingly universal. Want proof? Researchers timed 32 species from mice to mongooses to camels. They even recorded a 9-second pee-a-roo from a kangaroo. But on average, it took them 21 seconds. And they confirmed the same is true for male and female animals. The reason? A male's urethra is just a tiny bit longer than a female's, which makes sense given their internal anatomy. But the difference in length doesn't change the amount of time it takes them to relieve themselves. A longer urethra could speed things up, but the extra length also increases the surface area, slowing things down. It's like a trade-off to keep things balanced. So how do you break the 21-second pee rule? Well, mammals that walk on two legs take longer. Humans typically take 30 seconds or more. And animals that can't control their bladder, like cats, tend to release their urine in spurts over several minutes. This oddity was first noticed almost 50 years ago by a zoologist who was observing lions, giraffes, and mongooses. He timed their urination and noticed something peculiar. At first, he thought maybe it was a coincidence, but after compiling data on dozens of species, he realized there was a real pattern here. He shared his findings in a paper titled The 21-Second Pee Rule. And though scientists have yet to figure out exactly why this rule exists, they're pretty sure it has to do with the physics of fluid, the length of a mammal's urethra, and, yes, gravity. So, the next time you or your pet head to the bathroom, remember, you're part of one of nature's oddest equalizers. And if you want more weird science facts that change the way you see the world, stick around and subscribe.